Welcome to 5 Minute Friday. Today's topic is Goodhart's Law, how to destroy productivity in 5 minutes or less. Do you set goals? This is particularly important if you set goals for a team or an organization. If so, be careful. There's a frighteningly easy way to destroy productivity. Just take your important performance metrics and turn them into performance targets. At this point, that probably sounds really confusing, so I'm going to explain by telling a story about a factory. There was once a factory that made carpentry nails, the kind of nails that you use for building houses. The manager of the factory thought to himself, "I'm a clever guy, I'm going to increase the production of nails." So he announced that the workers would be paid according to the number of nails that they produced. Make more nails? Make more money. Pretty soon, the workers were making lots and lots of really tiny nails that were pretty much useless, and the factory started losing a lot of money. The factory manager was pretty frustrated and tried to fix it. He announced that the workers would be paid according to the total weight of nails produced. Quantity didn't matter. Then the workers started producing super big, heavy nails that also weren't very useful or easy to sell. The factory manager remained frustrated, and eventually the factory ran out of money and closed. It's kind of a funny story, but let's look at it for a moment. For the nail factory, there was a super important metric, the number of nails produced, probably per hour. The factory manager wanted to make that metric go up. But the moment that he started setting goals around that metric, everything got screwed up. This phenomenon is called Goodhart's Law, after this guy, Charles Goodhart. Mr. Goodhart is a British economist, and in 1975 he wrote an article that said, "Any observed statistical regularity will tend to collapse once pressure is placed upon it for control purposes." In 1997, the anthropologist Marilyn Strathern made it a little easier to understand when she restated it as, "When a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure." The core of Goodhart's Law is that if you care about a metric, any kind of metric, don't set targets based on that metric. This is true for performance metrics, quality metrics, anything. I'll give you a real example that I saw inside a large bank. In this bank, the head of engineering wanted to encourage automated testing of code. So she said that all code needed to have at least 70% test coverage. Test coverage would be tied to performance reviews. So the very clever engineers started writing a lot of automated tests. However, these tests didn't actually test anything, and they were completely useless. Worse than useless, actually, because they gave the illusion that testing was happening. So, how do you avoid this trap? How do you avoid Goodhart's Law? Well, if you want to improve a metric, you make changes that you think will improve the metric, then use the metrics as, well, metrics. In our story, the nail factory manager could have run some experiments and then checked the results using his metrics. Once you understand Goodhart's Law, you'll start seeing it everywhere. Charles Goodhart was originally writing about British monetary policy, and Marilyn Strathern was writing about educational policy. I've personally seen people turn metrics into targets in all sorts of businesses and governments around the world. There's almost always negative consequences. If you have your own examples of Goodhart's Law in action, go ahead and put them in the comments for this video. Metrics and goals can be super tricky, but next time you're setting a goal, remember Goodhart's Law, and you'll be a lot happier. Thank you very much.